Mr. Farlow. He's going to be speaking. Thank you. Before we go back, I just wanted to, saw one of our previous council members, a long-serving council member who I had the honor and the privilege of serving with. Mr. Farlow is here tonight in attendance, Mr. Cleveland Farlow, so I just wanted to recognize him. And thanks for having him here. Don't you miss this, Mr. Farlow.
I'm sure he doesn't.
I wonder if you want him to fill.
Take on silence from me. St. John the Baptist Parish regular council meeting, August 14th. We got to get going to it. Right. I got to call the roll. I'm just getting this in. Okay. Madam Secretary, call the roll, please.
Larry Saraparu.
Here.
Kurt Becknell. Julia Remonday. Here. Larry Schneider.
Here.
Lennox Modair.
Here.
Michael Wright. Here. Marvin Parallel. Here. Thomas Mallet. Here. Jacqueline Hotola.
We do have a quorum. I'm going to ask Mr. Saraparu to lead us in prayer and Ms. Hotar in the pledge of allegiance. Okay, entertain the motion, take a recess. Motion by everyone, second by everyone. Use your light, please. That passed unanimously.
Okay, I get a motion to go back in session.
Motion.
A motion by Mr. Malik, second by Mr. Perilou. Use your lights. It carries unanimously. Okay, the next item is a tabled item. I'm sorry, Mr. Becknell. I'm sorry, apologize. Mr. Becknell had the floor.
Yes, I would like to address something from the last meeting. Okay, and I'm going to say it, and I said it once before, and maybe it came out the wrong way, but the DA going to run the council. But let me just say this to you. The DA makes decisions, and sometimes it just be a sentence they want to clarify. Mr. Green and them, they don't always say, don't vote on it. They're just saying we recommend. But I told y'all, and I mean this from when I took office, and I'll fight till my dying breath for the East and West Bank, in my district. I will fight, and anything that's going to stall and delay my constituents, I don't care what legal say. You know, because sometimes, because a perfect example is tonight. You came right back, said no, and came vote again. All you did is delay some people, like a lady on Central Avenue, and I'm going to get loud because that's a shame. They couldn't, the inspector said, we can't go over there, ma'am, because the council didn't vote the other night on this to go inspect your trailer. That lady been sleeping on the sofa forever. So when it comes to stalling and delaying, I ain't worried about team, but what about individual? Think about yourself. Look in the mirror. You was elected by your constituents to represent them. Now, I don't always have to agree with legal, and I don't think they should take it personal when I said, but legal is going to run this council, but I don't, and I know keeping them not taking it personal, but as far as myself as the councilman, if I disagree with legal, I'm going to disagree in the best interest of my constituents, and that's what I mean.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Becknell. Any more comments?
That's exactly what we're doing.
Mr. Modair?
That's it. That's exactly what we're doing, to make sure everything is done legal for the constituents and the people that we represent. That's what it's all about.
Okay, thank you. Yes. The next item we have is Mrs. Alexander Carter. Authorization to amend the cooperative endeavor agreement with South Central Planning and Development Commission for the Regional Code Compliance Program, correction to announcement of the votes in the minutes for the incorrect announcement of the vote was announcing that the motion to table failed. The correct announcement should have been that the motion be tabled pass. The votes were 4 yeas, 3 absent, 1 abstaining, 1 against, with the majority of the council present voting to table. So this item is tabled.
No, you have to vote to untable it, huh? You have to make a motion to untable it before she can speak on anything.
If you'd like to take it off of the table.
Not me.
Motion from Mrs. Remedy, a second from Mr. Wright. To
Thank you,
remove from the
Council
table. Use your lights. That carries.
Thank you,
Mrs.
Council Chairman. Again, the motion to table this item was incorrectly announced as failed when it passed. To address the DA's concerns in legal opinion number 17-001 regarding the legality of the proposed CEA, the Attorney General issued opinion number 17-0150 on February 1st, 2018, which determined that the agreement is legal and administration has provided objective evidence, in other words, a CBA, as was requested, indicating that the proposed pro rata payments for the Regional Code Compliance Program are of a greater or equal value to the benefits received by the taxpayers of St. John the Baptist Parish. As noted in the CEA, the pro rata rates were evaluated at the end of the program year, and the pro rata rates for 2019-2020 totals $280,284, which is a decrease based on last year's permitting activity. The Attorney General's opinion and the amendment were sent to legal counsel for review, and administration recommends approval.
Okay, we heard from administration.
I want to hear from legal.
Okay,
Is this the same contract with South Central when they wanted this upfront money?
It's been revised.
I didn't ask if it's revived. I asked you if it's the same contract, the same thing. I understand about the number. It's the same contract. The number is different.
It's not the same contract because it has been changed
So
to reflect new rates.
What is the difference?
The difference is the pro rata rate, and we've also amended it to address, the public
Did
purpose.
you amend the fact that we all pay them upfront before they do anything?
We actually amended it in accordance with the
Ms.
cash
Robano,
agreement that was approved, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Mardare has the
I asked you
floor.
a question. Did we amend the fact in the contract, the whole sticking point in the contract before? Okay, it wasn't about the dollar amount. It was about the fact that we had to pay them before they do anything. That's what the whole issue was for South Central. Okay, so you said it reduced the amount. That's what I'm asking you. That's the same contract.
The Attorney General's opinion addresses that pro rata share rate and basically states that it's not illegal and it's not a gratuitous donation.
Okay,
so that has not changed, but we have had added opinions on the matter.
Okay, what is our legal opinion on that?
We're still waiting for legal to
I'm
deliver an
asking
opinion.
legal opinion. We had a legal opinion before, right?
That is correct.
So what is your opinion now?
At the moment, we are still actually reviewing it. For purposes of clarity, the Attorney General's opinion specifically stated that the legality of the proposed CEA with South Central Planning to provide the construction code enforcement services, it's determined by the parish. Now, whether it's legal or not, it's going to center on one thing: whether the parish has established an objective, demonstrable, and reasonable expectation that they will receive a benefit commensurate with the payments that are being made to South Central. Now, we advised administration back on July 23rd of this year and again on August 8th that we are currently performing that comprehensive legal review and analysis of the cost-benefit analysis that they provided and the CEA in light of the Louisiana Supreme Court decision in Cabela. Now, once we complete our legal review and analysis, we're going to provide legal advice and recommendation to the council and, of course, the administration, which are going to do 3 things. It's one, it's going to articulate it's going to determine whether the CEA articulates a legitimate public benefit, if the CEA is compliant with the requirements under Cabela, and thirdly, whether the cost-benefit analysis provides objective evidence that demonstrates support that the expectation for the value of the benefit with respect to the amount money that's being paid to South Central for the services.
So at this particular time, you can't give us those answers.
No, sir, not yet.
So legal have to review it, look at everything, and that the Attorney General opinion that South Central went and they got.
That's correct. And in fact, what the Attorney General's office advised was pretty much what we said. We said it can be legal if these things are done.
And those things have not been done
Well,
yet.
that's what we're looking
That's what you're trying to see. if
That's
it-
what we're doing now.
Okay,
Yes.
but now we're being asked to vote on something that we're not even sure has been done yet.
Excuse me.
That's what I'm asking the administration.
Okay, I can clarify that.
Ms. Roboto?
Everything that was requested was
Ms.
done.
Ms.
Oh, you
Roboto,
didn't call him?
Ms.
Oh,
Ms.
you just asked
Ramade
me that,
before.
right?
No, I didn't ask you that. I asked him.
Mr. Mardell, you finished?
Yes.
Ms. Ramade?
First and foremost, I want to ask, do we have any other company or anyone we pay in advance for a service in St. John Parish that you're aware of?
I'm not aware.
Yes.
And would they be considered gratuitous if you paid them in advance?
Oh, no, ma'am. No. It's not the fact that the payment is made in advance, particularly with respect to
Is the
this.
services worth it?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
It's particular to this. This is what makes a cooperative endeavor agreement different than your professional services agreement. Cooperative endeavor agreement allows you to bypass or to not have to utilize any specific procurement processes. As a result, the one thing that you have to have is a public benefit. And then, of course, with Cabela, you have to have those three other things as well. So if you have, let's say, a professional services agreement for insurance premiums, and you pay those insurance premiums and in the beginning of the month, but you may not use them, well, that's not a CEA. So that's different. That's a professional services agreement.
If we would have had a professional service agreement instead of a CEA, would this be simpler?